Okay, good evening to you all. Today is 19 October 2024, which is Saturday, and I used to hold a uh, career mentoring in tech question and answer with people where I respond to most of their questions that they have related to uh, choosing a career in technology. So I said that maybe we'll use this class to uh, solve the mini project given to these university interns. But I think let's respond to some of your question because it's more of question and answer. Please let's respond to that because that's purposely because Saturday is just for this. I used to respond to people questions. Please, if you have a question related to tech, you can ask the question. We'll discuss about it here with you, and then we call it a day. Because there are lots of people that are yet to submit their assignment, so we cannot solve the assignment while there are some that are yet to submit. Because some people, they join us late, which they join us on Tuesday, some on Wednesday. There are even some that joined yesterday. So I think we gave them a deadline, which I think it will be around tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow will be the day where we're going to solve the assignment from A to Z. And also week two assignment also, we are going to solve week two assignment. I will see if we can solve it on Wednesday before we held our class then. So we'll solve the week two assignment then. So before we start the week three class. That's what we are going to do with you. So, but for now, if you have any question related to tech, you can please ask your question so that we discuss it with you all. Yeah, you can write your question in the chat. I'll read it out for you, please. Yeah, I'm still listening. I'm still listening. If you have any question, please ask your question. I don't want to solve the assignment because we didn't announce that we are going to solve the assignment. I know most of the people are not here. So let's not talk about that unless you have something for us to discuss about. So you throw it, let's talk about it. So that we'll not solve the assignment and other will go and use the assignment to use the solution to solve their own. Okay, thank you, Bashir Suleiman. Your question said that good evening, sir. Can analyst work remotely? And I need more clarification on data science and data analytics. Okay, so that's your question. So let me respond to this question. And yeah, Moses asked his question that what's the difference between working as a database manager and a data analyst role? Okay, so I'll talk about this. You gave us a topic. So this alone is something that I think we can spend that 40 minutes that we are going to spend talking, discussing about these two questions. Unless maybe there are more questions, then I will be brief. Okay, so let's talk about this first question of Bashir. Yeah, it's Bashir Suleiman, right? Yeah. He said that can data analyst work remotely? and I need more clarification on data science and data analytics. Okay, first of all, your question, the answer to your first question is yes. A data analyst can work remotely. Data analysis or data analytics work entirely. It is something that doesn't even require your presence in the office. As it is now, seriously, let me tell you, as me now, as you can see me now, uh, 99% of my work, 99.9% of my work, I do it from the comfort of my room, even on my bed. That when I do my work, 99% of my work, even 99.9, because the only 1% that I did, it has to do with me, maybe me sending emails or maybe correcting something when I'm out. But all the work I did all my works at home. So yeah, you can work remotely. You can work remotely because nobody requests your presence. Nobody needs you to be present for you to do the work. You even need to be, in a quiet place, to stay somewhere quiet, alone, to concentrate on what you are doing. Because let me tell you, you have to be focused. You have to remain focused throughout, you are dealing with a particular data. There are certain data that I told you, once you made a mistake, that mistake can jeopardize the entire, let me tell you, organization. The entire organization. And you don't know how many people, you have no idea how many people are working in one organization. It can be 500, 1,000 or more than that. One mistake you can make in a data can jeopardize the entire organization. So you have to remain quiet. You have to remain, like escalate. You have to kind of calm yourself somewhere and work, alone. So for you to work remotely is okay. All you need is to get all what you need. There are lots of people, even in part of the feedback session that I did, you can search it on my YouTube channel, that there are certain people that gave us their testimony. They are part of my student in my boot camp this year. He's working for a lot of people on Upworks. He's making a lot of money, around, is it 300? He said $300 around that every month. That's how he's what he's making, and it's remote work. So it's not, it's something that you can work anywhere. There are even this role that they are hiring people to work for them remotely. They're seeing them, and data analysis job is part of the jobs that nobody requires you to be present in his office. Even now in Nigeria, even if you are hired by organization, you can work anywhere you want as a data analyst. Nobody need to see you in the office. Nobody, because you are not going to the field, you are not talking to anybody, you are only dealing with data. So you can work remotely as a data analyst. It's something that, yeah, that's one of the sweetest thing about me choosing the career, because I hate going to the field. Let me tell you this. But sometimes you have to go to the field to get experience, at least to see how program team are doing their things, to see how, that is something else. Yeah, I did some of those field work then, but seriously, I don't need to go to the field. I don't need a field. So you can work remotely. You can work anywhere you want. So you need more clarification on data science and data analytics. What I told you, if you listen to our first video, or you can watch first video of this career mentoring, I discuss about this, and also this base university week one, I talk about the data and science and data and analytics. I used to tell people you just need to take the two as, consider data science as a faculty. Consider it as a faculty. I used to give this example because it's the simplest example that people will understand that. Consider it as a faculty. For example, we have faculty of education. For example, you all know that in university, we have a faculty of education. Under faculty of education, we have a lot of departments. We have department of maybe education mathematics, education biology, education chemistry, education physics, education agriculture. There are lots of departments under that faculty. So consider data science as a faculty that dealt with data. So that's how it is. It's a scientific faculty on its own that dealt with data. So data analytics is a department under data science faculty. So it's a department on its own. And that department, I used to tell you, it has to do with using data to make an informed decision. That's what it is. And it helps you to answer the four questions that we discussed about in that video. What happened? Why did it happen? What will happen? What can be done? So these are the things that this data analytics faculty is dealing with. And the same in this faculty, I used to tell you that is artificial intelligence, machine learning, and a lot of different departments. All of them, they are under data science department. So that's what data science and that's the difference between data science and data analytics. So the one is a broader one, while the other is a sub of the other. So data analytics is a sub of data science, while data science is we can call it the father of the scientific field that dealt with, with data. Yeah. So I think I answered your question, Bashir Suleiman. So let's move to this question that said, what is the difference between working as a database manager and a data analyst role? Okay, let me explain this to you. You see, when we talk about database, we are talking about data gathering, data collection, and data storage. Please have this at the back of your mind. All these that I mentioned, they are processes under data analytics. So they are also processes under most of this focal department. Is like, let me say this data cleaning, data gathering, data collection, data gathering, and data storing, all these, they are like general studies or GST, you can call it that. This, you can find them in all across all the departments under data science. It has to do with how data is going to be collected and how data is going to be stored. That's what it's dealing with whenever you hear a database. So database is just a place where you store the data. Okay. So there are a lot of databases, a lot of databases. But most of the database that we are using is relational database that has to do with that comes in a tabular form. Okay, we create a database, we put name of the column and the type of the data that we want to store under such particular column. That way, whenever even we are using your SQL, we create a database, we declared all what we want, we put all the type of data, the varchar, the char, the int, and whatever we want to store inside that, we did it. So that's what the database is all about. So as a database manager, you are dealing with how data is collected and how data is stored. That's what you are dealing with as a database manager. So you will be dealing with that. Maybe data of an organization, storing the data, putting all the security measures for the data, trying to know whether there are some glitch in the database, make sure that everything is working perfectly, looking at a lot of things related to the data. So that's what your role is all about. You have nothing to do with what data is there or how to make an informed decision with the data or how to use the data. Your hand is not there. Your dealing is how the data is going to be collected, how the data is going to be stored, and how the data is going to be protected. So that's your role, and that's what this database manager role is all about. So you'll be dealing with that. Sometimes they will call it data information manager. IM, they call him IM, information manager. They call him IM sometimes. So yeah, all these, okay, all this that you are seeing, all this role that you are seeing most of the time, especially in Nigeria. I did a post, I think, on my Facebook. It was this year or last year. I mentioned a lot of skills that all these skills that you are seeing as a data analyst, you are good to go for the skills. And the skills are meant for you as a data analyst. And I'll explain all this to you so that at least you'll have that in your mind. Because it is very rare for you to see a position that said, we are looking for a data analyst. In Nigeria is very rare. In organizations is very rare. So there are many positions that you will hear the names of the position. They are referring to you. They are talking to you. But if you don't know they meant you, you will not apply for the roles. So This is for database. I'll talk about the roles. Let me explain the data analyst role. So for the data analyst role, you are the one that now dealing with the data. You are the one using the data. You are the one analyzing the data. You are the one giving insight about the data, helping the stakeholders to make a data-driven decision based on what? Based on your analysis, based on your report, based on the insight that you bring out from the data. So you are the one to go to the data base manager because he's the one that's told how the data is going to be collected, how the data is going to be stored. Maybe he hand over the data to you or he grant access to you to the data. So when he grant access to you as a data analyst, that's when you will start what? That's when you are going to start working with the data. Then you open the data, you download the data, you start cleaning the data, you start analyzing the data, remove all what you need from the data, then you present that. So you see, it's like database manager, kind of you collect the work from him on a halfway. He's the one that done all the works to gather it, collect it, store it for you. Then now he hand it over to you as analyst, you analyze. So that's how it is, and this is how these rules are. That's how it is. Okay, so what I want you to understand now is that whenever you hear database manager, whenever you hear data analyst role, whenever you hear monitoring and evaluation officer, whenever you hear information manager or information specialist manager, for example, or mill officer, that is monitoring, evaluation, accountability, and learning manager or officer or assistant, all these roles that you will hear, or you hear data, they call it business analyst. Yeah, sometimes they call it business analyst. They call it sometimes what name else? Is it there is this uh program management analyst or program analyst. There are a lot of words that they use to call all these people. Please, wherever you hear that words, just go to the JD, read the job description, read the responsibility. Believe me, you can do it. You can do it. That why in our bootcamp we dealt with all this. Even this database manager, we dealt with it because I teach them SQL, how to create database, how to store data, how to query data. All those are things that you are going to meet when you are working as that. So it's something that why you need to keep learning all this as a data analytics person. You need to follow it from this top to bottom. That when you follow it from there, you can have all this knowledge that you need. So even database manager is included in this process because you will learn how to develop a database, how to create it, how to store data, how to use different database to collect data. There are lots of ways to collect to gather data. So you will learn all such tools, data gathering tools, data collection tools. You will learn them because there are many jobs I told you. They will say that they want someone who is good in Kobo Collect, ODK, Comcare, all these tools. You need to be very good at them because all these organizations, they have their database. They purchase a database on these platforms. They have their Comcare storage. They have their ODK storage. They have their Kobo Collect storage. All these, they have them. So if they hired you as your staff, you have that knowledge. Believe me, you are the one to use such database. So now you are working as even a database manager. So it's something that this is how it's work. Most of the works as data analysts are interrelated jobs, and that why you need to be, well equipped with all the knowledge so that. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was cut off my network. So let me just I think I respond to this question also because this is what this is all about. This. Okay, someone was saying what global professional certification are out there for data analysts and data scientists? Seriously, uh, let me tell you, it's only Nigeria most of the time that cares about certificate. And believe me, nowadays, even in Nigeria, nobody cares about your certificate, whether you have global professional certificate or whatever. But what I will advise you, I used to advise people on that. Many people, I told them. Go to Coursera and get that Google Data Analytics professional certificate. You cannot get that certificate unless you did like is it 7 or 8 courses there. Then they will issue one single certificate for you. So I think to me that's the professional certificate I think you can get. So before it's free, you can apply for what do they call it, financial aid. They will give it for you for free, but they realize that Nigerians, when they got it, they used to they didn't use it well the way it's supposed to. I have a video on that. You can check it on my channel. You can search it. You'll see it how to study for free on Coursera. I think that's how it is. So you can just go ahead and apply for the financial aid. I guide you on how to do that. Before, when you apply, they'll give you 100% scholarship. You'll study all these professional course for free and you'll get that one single certificate. I know a lot of organizations that will ask their staffs to go and get the certificate, or they paid for them to go and get the certificate. It's huge amount of money if you are to pay in naira, but it's for free. I know a lot of people then, about more than 100 people, I guided them. They got that certificate then. It was back in 2021 or 2022, I think. So I guide a lot of people and of course they got the certificate. But now it's not free. They give you, I think they give you 95% scholarship. You have to pay per percent. So even that 5%, it will be around, I don't know that 5% how much it's going to cost. The even problem I know you will have is that Nigeria ATMs will not even work. That's the worst part of it. But you can check. Maybe you can use cheaper cash or you can use other cards to make the payment. I don't know. But this is what I can say. So to me, that's the only certificate I think one can get to get him a job. But you don't even need certificate to get job now. Especially this organization job. You don't even need certificate. Believe me. You don't even need any certificate. What they want is your skill. If you have the skill, you can work for them. If you have the skill, nobody cares about whether you have professional certificate or not. Nobody cares. But sometimes, yeah, you need to have certificate to hold it, maybe as something that will entice them in your CV or something like that. If you like, go and get it. But if you have certificate without the skill, nobody will hire you. Go and study, go and have PhD in computer, PhD in data analysis. They will still give you, they will still test you. If you didn't pass it, they will not hire you. So everyone is wise now. So if you want, but it's good to get the certificate at least so that it will just kind of boost your CV. And of course, you have the certificate, you have the knowledge, is something that will make you a hot cake, of course. So I think, yeah, that's the only certificate I knew, and that's what I use. I tell people to go and get before it's free, but now it's not for free. For us new intake, can we have more time to submit our assignment? Yeah, please. In new intake, I think you communicate with you, but he gave you the deadline, so we'll not extend the deadline. We are going to solve the assignment maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure if we're going to tomorrow or next tomorrow. So immediately when we solve the assignment, whoever did not submit his assignment is going to got a zero in that. So we move from there. So you need to at least please work hard to try your best to submit your assignment. I know it's very maybe a hectic task for some of you, but try your best. Believe me, if you try your best, you can do it, and it will be a challenging task for you. And when you learn it forever. Okay. So someone is asking, good evening. Mine is more a complaint than a question, and it's on the second assignment. Apparently, I joined lately and I just submitted week one assignment. My colleague have been observing some challenges in second as I believe someone is asking about, oh, so whatever it is, if there is concern or whatever, I don't know. Please do what you were asked to do. That's all what I think I can say. And if there is a concern, maybe it will be resolved. I don't know. But don't worry, it's just you. I saw some people that are trying to correct the question that was given to them. And like I told you, this is not purposely for you, it's for me to respond to question and answer from different people, not only based university interns, but yeah, thank God even the interns are here. And I'm, of course, responding to you. What are the most significant data related challenges you have faced? Most significant data related challenges. you, you, believe me, there are lots of challenges. There are lots of challenges. Yeah, lots of challenges, Peter. Believe me. But so I don't know. I don't know how to put this question that you asked because uh so it has to do with sometimes you know right from how data will come to you, dirtiness of the data, reporting the data, making sure that the stakeholder use the data. There are a lot of challenges. Sometimes there are a lot of politics around it that. So there are things, and like I told you, yeah, I will talk about this because we are going to talk about. I told you we are going to talk about uh, qualities of data. It's one of our topics that we'll discuss about that. So when we reach that, I will tell you a lot related to that, and I will cite a lot of examples related to some of the challenges that I got in that. But believe me, there are a lot of challenges which sometimes, as Nigeria, you know how Nigeria is. You get the data. To get the data is a problem. When you get the data is a problem. To work with the data is a problem. When you report the data is a problem. For them to act on the report is a problem. So there are series of problems throughout the cycle of data analytics, and it's a challenges. And believe me, don't worry. As time goes on, as we are going up, as we are grooming a lot of people, as we are training people, as we are creating community, when we are big enough, we are vibrant, a lot of time they must allow data to speak. And believe me, when that time comes, most of the challenges will reduce. But as we are now, we are covering, and sometimes there is a data that will come to you, it's a lie, everything in it is lies, and there are lots of things. But we'll talk about all such. Thank you for the clarification. Okay. What is the difference between data analytics and data monitoring and evaluation? Please, I just told you about that. It's just different, it's just the same, sometimes the same rule that you are going to do, but different names. But seriously, uh yeah, it's different. Don't worry. All this issue of the monitoring and evaluation thing, I'm going to talk to you about that. I have a webinar on monitoring and evaluation. I think I did it for 2 days. You can check it also on my YouTube. I talk about monitoring and evaluation, what monitoring and evaluation is all about, what you are expected to do. You see, all that has to do with creating indicators, tracking activities, evaluating them, monitoring them, doing a lot of things in that. I talk about that. So monitoring and evaluation, when you look at it, most the work is all related to, will go back to data analytics cycle. So it's just a name. They just changed the name into something else. So don't worry. We'll talk about that. All developing of all others, I think we'll talk about, especially those that are based university interns. So we'll talk about that. So monitoring and evaluation, if you want more about that, please watch the webinar. I did it on monitoring and evaluation. You can check it on my channel. And also, I want to know, sir, how do you communicate complex data science concept to non-technical stakeholders? You know, non-technical stakeholders, you have to talk to them in a plain English. You have to talk to them in a plain English, in a way that they can understand, in a way that they can know that there is no way you can go ahead and implement a particular thing without knowing what is going on. So you to tell them they need to conduct maybe baseline assessment, they need to conduct whatever needs to be done, they need to use the data for them to make a decision. They shouldn't go ahead and do whatever they want just like that. So they need to look at their, resources, they need to look at a lot of things. You need to guide them, because if you are good in convincing them to understand because I used to tell a lot of ministries, if I met with commissioners and other dignitaries, I told them, do you even have the list of your staff? He would tell you no. Some of them they don't. Do you know this? They don't. Do you know what you have done? They don't. Where is your work plan? They don't have it. Where is your schedule of activities? They don't have it. Where is your this? They don't have it. Then you try to tell them, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. Then you guide them, then you just continue like that. But believe me, is in Nigeria. Well, it's very, very difficult. But yeah, when you explain to them, believe me, they'll understand. So I notice usually you can only know from the job description, which is what I always look. Yeah, you just that what I told you. There are lots of names. They just, you know, twisted the name. If you didn't look at the name, you would think that they are not referring to you. But once you read the job description, once you read the JD, believe me, it's data analytics. That's all. It's data analytics. Once you look at it, it's data analytics, seriously. So there are lots of jobs. Even now, all these NGOs website that you are seeing, the specialty is small. They can say they need program manager on wash. You only need specialty on that water and sanitation, hygiene and whatever. They only need specialty in there. Most of the work, they will tell you they need somebody with proficiency or excellent in Excel. Someone who is good in data analysis, reporting, data, this, data, that. So it's just a small specialty they need from you. So someone is saying, good evening, sir, for your mentorship and guidance. Is deep learning also subset? Yeah, deep learning is part of it. Yes, that's the question. It's another department. It's another department under data science. Can a person studied data science specialized in computer vision? Yes, of course. Of course, yeah. It's a department on its on the deep the deep that you ask deep learning, DL, yeah. NL also is part of it. Of course, natural language processing is also part of it. Generative AI also is also part of. But generative AI is under machine learning. Such one are under there because some people categorize deep learning and artificial intelligence under machine learning. So they are like sub department even under the data science. Some people put them in different uh, under machine learning. They said that machine learning is their father, while the deep learning and artificial intelligence they are under machine learning. So the neural language processing is just another department on its own. But some they just say all of them are different department. Okay, yeah, Derek, you answer him already. You said yes. Oh, thank you for that. There are 13 courses there. The 5% is $5. Okay, yeah. So 5% is $5. So go ahead, pay the 5% and just do it. The total amount is 49. No, okay, per course is 49. So when you are done, you apply, they give you 5%. Yeah, that's how it's going. Thank you so much for that, Bella Delatu. Thank you so much for that. Okay. So Fatima Hafiz Abakar, I was lucky to get the Google data analyst. Yeah, that's great. You got it already, so you are lucky. Google Business data analyst. Do I need to learn Microsoft Fabric or is it more of a data engineer role? Yeah. You see, there are tools that me particularly, I don't use to teach people that because I know there are in Nigeria, most of these organizations, I work with a lot of them, none of them are using them. So I will not come and waste my time teaching you something that you will never use somewhere in your life. So, but if you like, you have free time to learn it, go ahead and learn it. Go ahead and learn if you have time. Because there are all these skills, no knowledge is a waste. If you have time to learn it, please go ahead and learn it. But most of the time in Nigeria, we don't normally use that. I never come across anyone that are using this Microsoft Fabric. Never, but you can learn it. At least it can be a unique skills that you have other than on top of other skills. Because you see, one of the problems of our people here in Nigeria is that most of people are learning things that are irrelevant to Nigerian context. We are a developing country. If you go there and learn developed country skills, you'll find it very difficult for you to chip in Nigerian context. And believe me, you'll never get a job in Nigeria. That's not that what is happening to a lot of people that studied computer outside Nigeria. And when they come back, believe me, they'll open a cafe. That's the only thing they can do. I'm sorry to that. And believe me, that's what is happening. Because what they learn is advanced. It's not the context that we have here in Nigeria. How to we only have 1 minute to go. And there are how many questions left, please? Let me see. So there are two questions I need to respond. We only have 1 minute to go. So let me start responding to this one. I think we'll resume. Yeah, that is, let's resume and finalize. Yeah, let's see. So how do we integrate data analytics and artificial intelligence? So please, Peter, you can copy your questions, copy them when we come back, you paste them. Even this one that I'm reading from Coyote, you can copy it and paste it when we come back, please. Copy it and paste it because we are going to be run out of the time. So we'll resume just shortly. You can copy your questions, please. Copy them so you can rejoin using the link back again. Yeah, so that we'll discuss about these two questions that left and call it a day. Okay, copy your questions. So let's just resume after this. Okay, yeah. So let me start. Okay, who's drop his question post? Okay, let me start with Coyote. He's the one that asked before. So what he asked, he said that how do we integrate data analytics and artificial intelligence and robotics in the fast moving technological era? And during this internship, are we going to delve deep into artificial intelligence and robotics as well? Okay. Thank you for asking this question. And like I told you, this is my mentoring career mentoring in tech. Is not a internship session. Yeah, of course, but yeah, most of the questions are from interns, based university interns. It's okay. So first of all, your questions, you see, most of the what I want you to understand that way right from day one, I teach you about definition of some terms. That way I teach you that because you can never learn this data science entirely. And it's confusing a lot of Nigerians. A lot of Nigerians didn't understand what this data science is all about. Even the high level people, I'm telling you this, I'm telling you this, even the high level people, you see someone as, as a professor, he's talking about this while he is twisting it into something else and they are totally and entirely different. I don't know why people are what people are understanding is they are totally different the way people are talking about them. You see, when you are talking about data analytics, you are talking about independent profession under data science. Please take note on this. And this profession I told you has to do with using data to make an informed decision. That's what it is all about. And I told you this decision that you are going to make will is just, circumambulating around four questions or four whys. That is, what happened? Why did it happen? What will happen? What can be done? These are the four questions that this informed decision, whatever you are going to answer using data, is going to be around these four questions that I just mentioned. That's data analytics for you on its own. Please put it aside. Stop when you are talking about data analytics, please stop talking about machine learning, stop talking about robotics, stop talking artificial intelligence. Please put all this aside. Understand data analytics first. Okay. So, Kayode, I believe now you understand data analytics. Before I continue, so that I don't want you to be twisting all these skills and you will be confused at the end of the day. Please, do you understand what this data analytics is all about? It's a skill that you can use. We use data to answer what happened, what will happen, why did it happen, what will happen, what can be done. All this prediction that we want to use data to predict what will happen. Understand this. We use data to predict what will happen. Okay, you gave me a data of a particular state. I look at the data and I found that most of their students are not studying under science class. Most of their students in university are in social science. Using this data, I can tell them in the next 10 years, this state will not have qualified doctors. This state will not have microbiologists. This state will not have this because they don't have science students at secondary school. That's the use of data to predict what will happen in the future. Please, this is the work of data analytics profession. Please understand this. Okay, so let's come back here. Let's come back here. So the second thing you ask, artificial intelligence. That's second thing. You ask artificial intelligence. Okay. For artificial intelligence, is a profession that is a profession that is used to teach computer to do what human being can do. Understand this. To teach computer to do what human beings can do. That's what artificial intelligence is all about. Okay. For example, now, if I enter my car, I put the key, I drive around wherever I want to go with the car. Okay. Then now we teach computer. Whenever somebody enter it, we teach computer to drive that person to take him wherever he want to go. That's the work of a human being. Now we teach computer to do it. That's artificial intelligence. That's artificial intelligence. Okay. So if I come to the home, I enter my house, I ask my child, okay, go and on a television. My child will go and switch the television. Okay, now I teach computer. When I enter my house, I say on television. Computer will on the television for me. That's artificial intelligence for you. And this artificial intelligence, why do you think it has to do with data science? Because it has to do with data. You need to use data to teach computer this. There has to be a data that you train computer with. That data, the computer learn from that data, and then it can be able to do what it learned from that data. That's what this artificial intelligence is all about. So robotics that you talk about, robotics is just sort of artificial intelligence. Now you are creating robotics, you are creating caricature of human to do what human can do. That way you create someone looks like a somebody, a what they call it, this is not, what did they call this woman that they created, a robot woman, and something that looks like humans, that robotics. You just create someone that looks like a human being, and he can give you food, he can do this, he can walk, he can go and bring a remote for you, he can do whatever you want for you. That's robotics. And it's also some of artificial intelligence. That's it. It's just a hardware of the artificial intelligence. So we have all this Siri on our iPhones. That's artificial intelligence, but we cannot see Siri. So to create a robotics or Siri, that's robotics. To create a someone human being or someone in a shape of human being to do what Siri is doing, that's robotics. So this is what these skills are all about. So understand this. If you look at all this, they all has to do with data. All this has to do with data, and that's why they are all under data science. And now, when you say we integrate this and this, I told you they are all separate profession on their own. So that's what you need to understand. And of course, ask yourself, in Nigeria, can we do that? If yes, how? Because before you do all this, you need data. Before you need all this, you need data, you need support, you need this, you need that. So that's how it works. But of course, you can go ahead and learn it. You can go ahead and create your models. You can go ahead and do whatever you want. But this is all what these professions are all about. Please understand this. So during this internship, our internship has to do with data analytics. Please understand this. And take note, I only explained artificial intelligence for you. I didn't even talk about machine learning also. I didn't talk about machine learning. ML, machine learning, is now in this part, you are training computer to do what human being can do. That what that what we said. But here, you are training under machine learning. You are teaching computer to learn how to do something. Now it's not what human being can do, because under artificial intelligence, computer will think by itself. A problem will come to computer. Computer on its own will think and solve the problem. But here under machine learning, it's like you are training it to do something. All this classification, all this regression, all these predictions, all this that you are seeing, you are training computer. You show it this data. When you see this data, you do this, you do that. Whenever you give it similar data, computer will do that. You just teach it that. So that way, when you want to create a predictive model, I show computer a particular data. Okay, for example, this is the house, this is the description of the house, this is the price of the house, this is the house, this is the location, this is the price, this is the house, this is the location, this is the price. I teach computer, the computer learn from that. It's learned from that. So when it's learned all that data, okay, then I give it different house, different location, and I ask it to predict the price of that house for me. So since I teach computer how to, it's learned all these different prices of the house and their location. Now I gave it new location, new house. computer can predict and tell me this house will be around so amount of money. That's the forecast. That's what forecast is all about. You can also do that even in Excel. You can do that forecasting. So that what that is all about. So I think I respond to your question, and that's what it's about. So we are not talking about deep learning. We are not talking about artificial intelligence. We are not talking about robotics. What we are dealing with in this, we are dealing with data analytics at profession as profession on its own. That's what we are dealing with, please. Okay. So you are asking, Katrina is asking, AI will replace and not complement. What do you have to say on the above statement, sir? So artificial intelligence will replace and not complement. No, artificial intelligence, me to me, I no, artificial intelligence will not replace, especially in this developing country in Nigeria, not now. Even if artificial intelligence will replace a lot of people in Nigeria, it will be around maybe 2060 or 2050 or more than that, but not now. Even in this, even in this developed country, as you can see, there are a lot of jobs that they are looking for somebody who is good in Excel and other skills. So is that something that even them, you see, yeah, big companies that are adopting it, they are reducing their expenses. That's the only reason they are adopting it, not because of anything. They are just cutting their expenses, trying to allow the machine to do that. But some of them, they are even testing. They hire their people later on all this. But it's not going to me, I didn't believe with this because it's just agree to disagree statement. Uh, I don't believe it will replace. Even the complement, yeah, it will just complement. To me, it will complement, not to replace. It will not replace anybody. It will not replace any job. I don't see it in Nigeria, not closer. I don't see it near. Seriously, I don't. I don't. It will take more time, especially in Nigeria. Where do we even have the data to train all these machines? We don't even have that big data. We don't. We don't. Nigeria, as our government they don't have our data. It's only these international NGOs that have their data, not the government. How do you expect even us to come and start working with the data? And people that are lying with data in Nigeria, you even yesterday we discussed it when we are while we are driving. We discussed it. You see in Nigeria, one person with four NIN number or two, someone with four BBN number, single person with four BBN number, single person with two international passports. So it's something that even our data is not that clean, not that secure, not that. But one day it will happen, but seriously, not this time. And not the way Nigerians are expecting. That why when I see Nigerian government trying to train people on artificial intelligence robotics, I laugh because you are going to train people that never touch laptop in their life, and you want to teach them artificial intelligence. I used to laugh. I used to laugh out loudly because it's a waste of resources, waste of time, waste of everything, and at the end of the day, nothing. That why you will never hear any report on that. Never, never. So they are just wasting time, wasting money, saying that they train 12,000 people, 30,000 people on artificial intelligence. Oh, they train 30,000 people on blockchain development. All these are things that, believe me, we are not yet there because up till now, people that are asking they want to learn artificial intelligence, they are battling with basics of computer. You'll find somebody that didn't even know what Microsoft Word is all about, but he will tell you he need to learn artificial intelligence, robotics, deep learning, and he will tell you he want to learn it in 1 week. You will laugh out loudly because that's what I don't know who told Nigerians all this, but believe me, with time things will change definitely. Yeah. Yeah, Peter, as a data analyst to ensure data quality and integrity, you see, first of all, it has to do with the way you are going to gather the data, how you are going to collect the data. That's number one thing. If you're going to collect the data, who are your sources? Where are you going to collect the data? There are qualities of data that your data must have. The data must be original data, reliable data, it has to be current data. It has to be comprehensive data. So Even to collect the data, I told about the sources. Make sure you use people that are well trustworthy to collect the data for you. All the enumerators you are going to use, because where all these errors started is where the data comes from. I told you one mistake in a data will jeopardize everything, and any decision is going to be error. Anything that you are going to build on that you are going to it's going to cost a lot of error for you. So for you to get that integrity of the data, you need to first of all know where you get the data. You make sure that the data is well qualitative, and is very high quality data. That's number one thing. Make sure you clean the data. You remove all the errors from the data. You make sure everything is relevant to the data. Everything is relevant and is to the data. And of course, you have to be kind of or kind of uh unbiased in the data, of course, in that. But even though you are talking about the this, you have to be unbiased, because you know what happening in Nigeria. A lot of people are trying to protect their state, to protect their region. I don't want it to be from northern. I don't want to be from southern. No, I'll put all the cases of corona to northern Nigeria. No, to southern Nigeria. No, to this. You see, you have to be unbiased. As a data analyst, I told you we are going to discuss about the ethics of that. There are lots of ethical conduct I told you that you have to. One thing that I told you, that a data analyst don't lie. You don't lie. You don't lie. Once you know you are a liar, you are a habitual liar, this profession is not for you. Just go back home. Even this noise maker, data analyst can never be a noise maker. You can't be, a noise maker mingling with everybody, go somewhere, taking, uh, just you take your wine, start spilling secret and whatever. No way. No way. There are certain works that as a data analyst, you have to be confidential person. Because let me tell you this, I told a lot of people, and I'm telling you this also. If you are in this profession, you go somewhere, you speak, you jeopardize your entire life. You can be there, you can be killed. I'm telling you this. Because all this that you are going to do, there is one day you can be work with a highly confidential data. Once you reveal that data, you are on your own. So if you know you are someone who is talkative, you always talk, you can't keep your mouth shut, you always spill secret, you see this, you see all these are things that will help in your analysis, that will make sure that you have a high level and well integrated and qualitative analysis. Because if you have a lot of pressure on you, sometimes you cannot work the way it's supposed to be. That way, data analyst is supposed to be independent. You have to be independent. Nobody will ask you to add something or to reduce something. What data said, you revealed it. What data said, you report it. Know your hand in anything. So, so you need to use all this. And like I told you, seriously, all this data quality and integrity in analysis, please make sure you apply all this. There are lots to this, but I can say all this to you. But in the meantime, you will be learning others. I believe you will be with us. And yeah, you will be learning a lot, because there are lots to this. There are a lot to this. There are a lot to this. We're not using data. That's why Nigeria is going where we are going. We are not. That's the problem. And until and unless we go back to listening to what data is telling us, we'll keep going gaga, and this is how it's going to be. So we'll try our best to see that this profession is just coming up, training people, telling them, because I saw a lot of people learning this profession, but their mindset is just to create data visualization. Once they started creating charts in Power BI and whatever software they are using, they will start just peeling big head and doing something. Nobody is using your chart. Nobody has anything to do with your graph. Nobody. That's not what we want. That's not what we need to start using. Data driven decision. We need to start using data and make decisions. That's what we are trying to do. That's what we are craving for in this country. Let us put all the sentiment, nepotism, and whatever, let's put it aside. Let's start using data now. Forget about you are from Southern, or you are from Northern, or you are Yoruba, or you are Hausa. Let's stop talking about that. Let's start using the data to make decision. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. Unless and until we started doing that, it's okay. We'll just keep doing things based on our based on our imagination, expectation, and things will never work the way it's supposed to. Never, never. You see, everything Nigerians are tampering with. Even this newborns data in your hospital, you find a PHC, a primary health care, increasing the number of newborns, increasing the number of, maternity. Oh, hi. You see, I forget. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of things going on in Nigeria. Lots of things. People concocting data, lying about data, this and that. You see, that why even state government most of the time they cannot pay salary because every month will be increase of 2,000 people, 15 people, 3,000 people. The question is, nobody is dying within the state, within the civil servant. So, but they are always increasing, always increasing, always increasing, always increasing. So, okay, so I think we are good to go. Let's stop here, please. Me too, I'm tired and I have other things to attend to. Please let's call it a week here. And tomorrow we are going to meet. I think I'll just introduce. I'm not the one to hold the class tomorrow. I think I'll leave it with Ahmad. Ahmad will come and hold the class for you to solve the assignment. Definitely, the assignment is going to be solved tomorrow. So he will solve the assignment for you tomorrow. So get ready for that. You come, you learn how he's going to solve it, how he's going to do other things. You are going to learn that tomorrow. Please be here and just do it. And after that, then we'll upload the video for you to watch how it's going to be done. And the second assignment also, we're going to solve it if we have the time, maybe on Wednesday before we commence the class, we'll solve it with you. So thank you so much for being here, and I wish you all the best. And I'll see you on Wednesday. Oh, see you tomorrow, of course. Yeah, tomorrow I will be here. So see you tomorrow and thank you so much. Have a nice dream. So bye bye. Take care.